Hey everybody, welcome to the lounge. How you all doing? Figured I should actually lounge around for a change on this show since we do call it the lounge. So the first thing I wanted to do today is give you guys a little stock tip. I wanted to give you guys the tip to buy a company called SNC Lavalin. You might have heard about it in the news recently. Over the last few months, it was in trouble up in Canada for some problems where they got the Prime Minister of Canada into a lot of trouble for basically trying to get them off with a fine on something that might have been criminally prosecutable. Well, that whole scandal took SNC Lavalin stock from the low 50s all the way down to the mid 30s per share. And then a couple days ago, they suddenly had a terrible conference call for their quarterly where basically they said, hey, we're cutting down our unprofitable operations in 15 countries, so downsizing the company a little bit. They were a deal that they had for several $billions that they thought was a done deal had fallen through, and now they got to pay a 2% or 2.5% penalty of the total value of the contract on that. Just an all-around terrible quarterly call where they also missed earnings. But as a result of that, their stock fell below $30 a share, which if you pull up like their really long-term chart, like their 15-year, 29 bucks is kind of their huge low. That's like a big strong floor that they've tried to penetrate a few times over the years, and they've never been able to go back down below that level. So to a value investor like myself, I look at that and go, this company has a long history of making money consistently, of paying a bit of a dividend, and here they are at like their 15-year low as a result of a bunch of bad circumstantial stuff. This is the time to pick up the company. So I did, and I recommend you guys do the same. Probably once it floats back above 32, 33 bucks a share, then it's no longer such a value play anymore. The other thing that I was up to this week that I kind of wanted to mention is while everybody else was watching Endgame, I was watching a movie called Vice, where Christian Bale plays Dick Cheney, George Bush's vice president, which was kind of an odd fit for, Batman, but he made it work as he always does and fluctuated his weight like crazy as he always does. Christian Bale did a fantastic job on that movie, but the movie as a movie isn't very good. I felt that the direction was off. I felt that they made like a lame attempt to humanize Dick Cheney, but it fails outright. I didn't like it as a movie, but I loved it in terms of its historical importance and how well it paints a picture. Like it really showed how Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld, created the Patriot Act and were very much responsible for mass surveillance of Americans and orchestrated the entire Iraq invasion and how they tried to tie Iraq in with Al-Qaeda in any way they could to justify the invasion to the American people. So it was the kind of movie that I don't know how many people will end up watching, but it was very, very historically important. And it also shows you that the only reason Dick Cheney is not in jail right now and Donald Rumsfeld is not in jail is because they basically hid all their emails and nobody was ever able to gather conclusive court quality evidence for all the stuff they did, but there's very little doubt that they actually did it. And it always kind of grinds my gears when you have these 9/11 truthers who are all about the inside job conspiracy and the controlled demolition, and they don't even really know where they're going with that conspiracy, whereas there's already the proven conspiracy, which is what Dick Cheney and the Bush administration did with the 9/11 event in order to justify all of these different things that they did to enrich themselves and promote where they wanted policy to go. So again, Vice, Bit of a different movie, but highly recommended, even though I didn't think it was a very good movie. If you want to be entertained by a movie, I guess Endgame did really well in theaters and reviews, and you should check that out. Anyway, guys, on that note, subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll catch you all next time.